Godbrain.
This must be the ship that was shot down. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? If I knew how to fly this thing, we could use it to defeat Zalgar.
G-Brain. Looks just like something from Z-Files. This thingamajig is the steering wheel, and this whatchamahoos it runs the engine thrusters.
Pinky, at last, your mindless TV viewing is helpful.
Passion of the Christ. How far? 2017, we coming mean. We about to flow to the world. What's up, Big Party? Lil Red, Levi Tracy. Here we come, baby. Part of a hustler, mind of a G. If the music jamming hard, then gon' let it be. Kicking rhymes out the mind, Grandmaster Bruce Lee. Rest a piece of Chad Bullet, that's my nigga Pimp C. Want so much money, stomach knots in my pockets. Ballin' like I'm James Harden, coming from the Rockets. Ever drop off the top. Call me Macho Man Savage in the yard, going hard for the green and the caption. Two dope boys in the Cadillacs, and they selling dope rhymes like we're selling K-Packs. It's two dope boys in the Cadillacs, and they selling dope rhymes like we're selling K-Packs. Think I'm slipping on my pippin' and you hear of me, but they call me Triple H now with a pedigree. I'm birthing all your rappers like a pregnancy, cooking flows on your bros like it's chemistry. We keep it real in the field, there's no hosiery. We speak the real on the trio, how it's supposed to be. So knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. She's a piece sit alone on a goddamn throne. Cause the penis bited in the sword, my lord. If we the truth up in the booth, then come aboard. Do the thing, let them hang, goddamn chain gang. Anticipation, domination like a speaker and the brain. Ripping on this track like Devin the Dude. With more flow, grabbing shit to regroup. So oh dear, more clear transparency. Pressure of the Christ life is my legacy. So oh dear, more clear transparency. Pressure of the Christ life is my legacy. So oh dear, more clear transparency. Pressure of the Christ life is my legacy.
Ride around and we sipping on what? 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 Ride around and we sipping on what?
More bounce than an ounce. Got more money than the boys can count. Coming up, boy, like I'm from the sky. Bring it on down, yeah, we in the south. Fly, little birdie, we done got the worm. Soon as the smoke clear, I'll be there. Standing with the hawks in the midst of the fall. Started with a plot, now I built the firm. Heavy on game, with the hog pen. S.O.B. CEO. JR, you ain't make $1 million deal. Coming like a newborn out the cunt. Feeling like Jay-Z, no reasonable doubt. Me and Uncle Dave with the Seagram gin. 93 through 96. Check my background, all about the facts. Rack on top of racks, $1 million stacks. Lower female that can hold their own. God bless a child that can hold his own. Everybody hold it, yeah, we playing the bones. Hard father always got the last domino. Call it domino, the last Alamo. Rolling in a boat, a big old yacht. C6, but I ain't going up. It's all about my set, so I'm throwing up. Pouring up, going up. Burn all our enemies 1,000 degrees. Lord have mercy, let me make more cheese. They killing the seed, I'm a part of the seed. J. Ed Hoover got it all on the scope. All eyes on me like I'm from death row. I'm feeling the dope, but I ain't saying no more. Ride around and we sipping on what? 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 This for my kid folk. Done right got you. 7823, baby boy. You know how we do. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Coming soon, man. Get ready. Iconic.
Purchase your tracks today.
Baby.
Once upon a time in the projects, yo.
All right, this
Yo, 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 yo. What's up, my good people? What's up, my niggas? What's up, my beautiful ladies? Welcome to the G-Way Show. It's your host with the most. It's y'all nigga, the motherfucking infamous Jesus Peace. And we popping out on this motherfucking Saturday, man. This feel good Saturday, man. And I was gonna come on later tonight at 8:30, man. But I said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I done got some liquor in me. I need to go on and drop this shit right now, man. James Lanier. Hey, homie. I can share your stream. Kick community help you hit 200 followers, 100 viewers, and $1,000 per stream. Add me on Discord, priority 1. Salute, man. I got you, man. Big salute to you, man. Big salute, big salute, big salute. So what up, my good people, man? What the fuck is going on? Jesus, peace in this motherfucker, man. What's really good with you motherfuckers today, man? What's really good with you people today, man? How y'all doing out there, man? It's good Saturday, man. Good feel good Saturday, man. You know, we almost at Easter Sunday, you know, not tomorrow, but a couple of Sundays from now and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I just wanted to go on and pop out early, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going to pop out later on the night, but I was like, man, I done had some drinks in me. A nigga started feeling good and all that good shit, man. So I didn't know. I was like, man, let me go on and get on and shit. Whoever watching the show right now, man, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the G-Way Show, man. Please, man, tell a friend, and tell a friend, man. We need the support, man. We need all the support we can get, and it'll be greatly appreciated. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be coming to y'all now, man. You know. Motherfucking Saturday, man. We ain't got nothing to do. So shit, you know, hey man, I'm just here ready to kick it, you know what I'm saying, for a little while, man. You know, get my shit on, man. You know, get it the way I like to get it. I think my cousin, he out and about right now, you know what I'm saying. If he see the alert, he might chime in. Cause I just came, I'm fresh from the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Nigga looking good like a fucking mafia boss, as always and shit. Y'all know what it is. But, you know, hey, man, I'm just coming to pop out, man, and try to bring y'all some good content today, man. And the motherfucking content today, man, is a real interesting one, man. We got, is Maino information accurate on G-Unit? And y'all know, man, Maino, actually, Troy Ave, they call Maino Chaino, man, because they tried to say, Maino, you was a thief. You stole Troy Ave's chain, man. You know, the situation between Troy Ave and Taxstone, man. You had stole Troy Ave's chain when it fell on the floor after the Irving Plaza shooting. When Taxstone tried to kill Troy Ave, man, and it didn't go the way Taxstone thought it was going to go. And you was the one really rooting for Taxstone to really knock Troy Ave off, Maino. And they've been saying, I've been hearing certain things because my cousin chimed me in on this, saying how you was talking that gutter shit about the 50 Cent and G-Unit beef and whatnot. Because, you know, like I told my cousin last time, I had really peeped this shit. And I told him, I said, man, 50 Cent went through this shit once before with all these New York rappers, man. And now this big conglomerate is coming back around full circle again. You know what I'm saying? It came back full circle again. And it's like 50 Cent versus everybody, man. So I'm like, man, 50 Cent is playing the role of Thanos right now, man. He got that glove with the infinity rings, man. And I think he kicking ass and taking names without even having to get into this rap shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Dropping diss songs and doing this and going back and forth, spit boxing with these bozos and clowns or whatever. And, you know, the other guys, you know, they like the Avengers, man. You know, they all teamed up against one man. And, you know, it just baffles me, man. It's like, where did this shit come from? And I talked about it once before, you know, but I'm not going to get into all that right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all want to get into that, y'all can just go back to a few of my lives and check out the 50 Cent versus New York, the T.I. thing, man. Y'all can check that live out in its entirety and go back, man. And hopefully, man, y'all can get the likes up and shit on that old video right there, man. But I did that video about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke on this. And I really wasn't going to get into this because I really don't like it, man. I don't like the way it's going. I mean, I really think these niggas are 48 plus years old, man. And, you know, these niggas, some of them over 50. And they still arguing and fighting and wanting to be fucking kings of New York, you know. And it's like, man, that shit is old. Y'all should be tired of that shit. And, you know, what are the people getting out of it, you know? But, you know, like I heard somebody say the other day, man, you know, they are popping in the algorithm for us the beef going back and forth, and they getting these ads and stuff in their videos, and this is how they're making money. Because they're not making money off of no rap music, man. The rap music is dead now, man. You can't make no money off of rap, man. That ain't the game really no more, you know. Streaming services has messed up how you getting money off of the music business right now, man. And it's been like that for some years now. But it's a very interesting time, man, to be in hip hop, though. It's a very interesting time to be in hip hop. And, you know, hey, you know, I told y'all, man, I was just gonna stick on one subject today, and we're gonna stick on, is Maino information accurate, man? Because I seen a video, man. Shout out to DJ Academics. He had did a deep dive into this situation. And I really like the way the Academy really handled the situation on the information that he pulled up to show you the timeline of events far as the beef between. And it really not even Maino, man. It's crazy because he's talking about beefs with other men that G-Unit had, and he was saying that 50 Cent and G-Unit got spanked by certain people for as the likes of the Jimmy Henchmans, the likes of World, man, from New York, you know. I don't know too much about World. I've seen things about World, you know, and he said that that was his best friend because he did this interview on DJ Vlad. And Vlad was trying to let him know certain things, and Maino, he wasn't having it, you know. He wasn't trying to hear what Vlad was putting down, you know. But we're gonna get into it, though. We really gonna get into it. And hey, man, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Please, man, it's greatly appreciated, man. And we're gonna be in the YouTube streets, man. We're gonna just hop right off into the bullshit. It is what it is. It's on a Saturday, man. I'm feeling good. And hey, man, look, y'all don't judge me because I've been drinking some Don Julio, man. In my mouth right now, man, I'm like a shot jock. I don't give a fuck right now, man. You know, so y'all, you know, y'all bear with me, man. But I ain't trying to get too loose on here because I know how YouTube do it. You know, they don't want all the rigmarole. You know what I'm saying? I know how they, you know, like it or whatever. You know, they want to try to keep it clean, keep the gloves up, and keep it respectable and honorable at all times. You know, like Mills Lane say, keep your gloves up at all times. You know, protect yourself at all times. So, I'm gonna put the disclaimer up. I'm gonna do this first, just before we kick the show off. And all this information gonna be under the Fair Use Act, Copyright Act of 1976. The Fair Use Act is for such as entertainment and educational purpose. The Fair Use Act is used for entertainment and education purpose. And we under the Fair Use disclaimer, Copyright Act of 1976. So we just putting it up, man, you know, because we want to protect ourselves at all times. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into the bullshit because there's gonna be a couple of things I show y'all. I might go to the Hassan Campbell, man. Salute to Hassan Campbell. Y'all don't know who Hassan Campbell is. Hassan Campbell is from Bronx. He from the Bronx, New York, man. You know, Hassan Campbell was a soldier down there getting busy, man. But, you know, he was one of the soldiers for African Bambaataa. Now, he did 2 videos about Maino, man, and he got a lot more because he had a lot to say about Maino. Now, the second video, my cousin said he kind of cleaned up the things he was saying about Maino in the first interview. But what I want to touch on, I want to touch on the first interview. We might not go into the second interview, and if we do, we might get into a little bit of the second interview, and then we're gonna go into the DJ Academics the DJ Academics content that he dropped on this whole situation, man. And like I say, y'all, it is very interesting, you know. And hey, I'm not gonna be here to bore y'all to death because this is gonna be reaction videos. This is totally what this is. These gonna be reaction videos. And so, hey, man, we're gonna put all this stuff in the context and we're gonna break it down for you guys. So, hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all any longer because I know y'all probably, you know, riding and getting your cars shit, you know, washed and going shopping and doing your things on, you know, this lovely Saturday, man. But we're gonna touch on it right now, man. So we're gonna get to the show. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys, and we're gonna rock out. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna get into the bullshit, man. So you know, it is all good, man. It is all good from the G-Way show, you know. But let me go down here and find this content for you guys. I'm gonna find the content for you guys, man. Y'all bear with me for a minute, because I gotta go through it and look through what I'm trying to find. But I can really just go on the channel and go straight to it. Oh, here it is right here.
Just hit add to Chrome. It installs in seconds.
Like I was one of the guys that.
All right, man. So you know we already did the copyright disclaimer and the Fair Use Act, man. But salute to Hassan Campbell, man. This is his content. Salute to Hassan Campbell, man. This is his content, and he's gonna tell us some things about Maino, but he's gonna show us a little bit of something first. So y'all just ride with me, man. I'm gonna just take y'all on a ride, man. Y'all sit back and strap up your seat belts, man, because you know it's gonna be a long ride for a minute. So let's just check out what Hassan Campbell had to say on his reaction to the Maino diss track and the Vlad TV interview.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
You know, I was one of the guys that, you know, when that YouTube thing started to take off, I was one of the guys that they was constantly going at, you know, from the Hassan Campbells to the, 050, like I was one of the guys that they was constantly going at.
When you came out with the song Rumors, where you talked about a whole bunch of people that you had never met.
Listen. About what you saying. That's different than a nigga going on his platform to call me a snitch without no evidence about that. What are we talking about? How's that the same?
Okay, I mean, you started out with the song, I heard the Suge Smack Game.
That's what I heard. That was a rumor.
Right, but you are still like taking a shot at someone by saying that. I know Game. Game did not take that very well, I'm sure, right? Come on.
I get that. But at the end of the day,
there are a whole bunch of other people, you mentioned along the way. You don't know the Suge Smack Game. And that's just one of the things.
I said I heard.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it does
You're still
matter.
putting it out there.
Yo, Vlad, we can argue all day up and down from here to the moon. That you're not going to make me believe that that's the same thing.
Okay.
You're not going to.
So Vlad is telling him right now that he was doing the same thing that 50 Cent was doing, like in the video. No, not the video, but the actual music, like the Ghetto Quran, when he dropped the diss song and he was mentioning people in the diss songs and stuff like that. Vlad right now is telling him that he was doing the same thing. And he's not trying to accept what Vlad is telling him right now. And for y'all that don't know, this is the guy that was rapping the song High Hater. And his claim to fame was him getting under Lil Kim, trying to be a soldier for Lil Kim. He also beat up Lil Caesar Leo from the Junior Mafia. And he was the guy that robbed Youngberg and smacked up Youngberg and took his chain. To me, Maino sounds kind of like a little bully, man. Like he tried to pick on the less fortunate people, but that'll be a subject for another day. But let's just keep watching what they say.
Made me believe that's the same thing. When a nigga go on his platform and tell me to suck it. Come on, man. What we talking about?
Okay, so if I made a tweet and I said,
don't put yourself in it. That's no, I'm not allowing you to do this today. You keep putting yourself into these interviews. We're not doing this. This don't have nothing to do with you.
You are still like taking a shot at someone by saying that. I know Game. Game did not take that very well, I'm sure. Right? Come on.
I get that. But at the end of the day,
then a whole bunch of other people, you mentioned along the way.
But you comparing. I mean, it's similar, and I think whereas you taking things that were said on a record and what I creatively made about the rumors and.
Hey, and y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all hit my like button, man, for sure. Hit my like button, man. Get them likes up. And hey, man, if y'all feel generous and send a cash up, man, $MUTAGOON at Mutagoon, man, on Cash App, man. But hey, our support is greatly appreciated, man. But please help me get them likes up. Help me get in the algorithm, y'all. Please help me get in the algorithm.
In the industry, and you comparing that to a nigga that never met me, disrespecting me.
But you're disrespecting people in this
nigga,
song.
hell no. No, that's
Maino,
not just.
I love you, Maino, but come on, man.
Listen to what I'm saying, Vlad.
The same way Maino can sit up there and say, who the F is 50? It's the same way I can sit up there and say, nigga, who is you?
Who you gotta be with?
Jim Jones?
Who? Oh, so who you?
What do you mean?
Who the f is he?
50? But I'm saying this is how he operates. We've seen this before.
So what?
Okay.
So
I'm not saying you should understand it.
I don't give.
That's what I think it is.
Listen, if a nigga got a problem, I don't owe no nigga nothing as far as it comes to any level of loyalty, because as far as I knew, that they little back and forth ain't nothing real. That was nothing, because I remember them cool and they had a little workout, little banter. And that's all. This started from like a post in 2020. See, I remember them going back and forth on Instagram about working out. And then one day, Capo put up a picture of Mel Murder, and I liked it. 50 takes the picture of the post. This is what I'm saying. He's so sensitive, right? He take a picture of that post, of me liking it, and says, yeah, I helped this guy before, and I guess he forgot, you got to watch people and all that. And I was like, what? I was confused. I didn't understand. So I went back and then I read the caption. I said, oh shit, these niggas going back and forth. So that I goes and puts up the post and say, yo, you overthinking, bro. I never knew nothing gangster about him. I didn't never have that respect for him. And I think that maybe because I was showing so much grace and giving him his flowers for so long, I think that kind of got devalued. Maybe thought that, did you think that I had extra respect on some gangster? Because I never did. I never believed that. I had no reason to. He capitalized on a moment. It benefited him. What happened to him? I think two things that happened to him was probably the greatest things that ever happened. And one of those things was the fact that he got shot. Now, the fact that he got shot, well, they say it was 5 times, really, he lied and not, whatever, right? All right. That justified him wearing a vest, pictures with guns. It justified the imagery. It gave it a storyline. Oh, all these old niggas trying to kill me. Oh man, everybody trying to kill me. There's a sense of danger. And then him signing Eminem amplified that. So now you got that storyline. Then you got that machine. That was the perfect ingredients for success. We saluted it. We loved it.
Why do they had to be the perfect pedigree for success? Why couldn't it just be God's plan? Why did he had to go through that to even get to the success? And this is the problem of you know, because Maino, he been to prison. He always put that out there, man. You know, I got the number and I'm gangster, and do all this, no. Why can't the nigga that ain't never got caught or had to do a lot of jail time and shit? Why can that nigga be gangster too? Why can't he just been the person that moved more smarter than a stewhead that end up getting caught and getting put in the system and getting that number and getting that jacket on his back? You heard? You don't have to be caught and be in the system and be behind the iron to be a gangster. And I think a lot of these niggas have the wrong impression about what a gangster is. And to be talking about some gangster shit at the age of 49 or 50 years old, man, that shit is fucking stupid and ludicrous to me. It's very stupid. You know, because at that age, what the fuck would I want to be a gangster for, man? I'm just trying to live and live good out the rest of my fucking days. Because any day, your day, it could be your day to leave this fucking earth. And so the man really right now to me, man, the math ain't mathing, Maino. Really, the math ain't mathing, my brother. Y'all should be trying to align yourself to get a business venture and going and get these guys to sponsor and try to promote y'all and put y'all out there instead of wanting to be a quote unquote gangster. But I'm just saying, man, it's just a penny for my thoughts on this Saturday, man. I don't give a damn. I'm just speaking my fucking truths right now, man. But this shit, these cats always trying to impose their will on because they did this kind of time that they a gangster motherfucker. Nigga, we know a lot of gangsters that ain't never been caught, nigga. Putting in mad motherfucking work. And they names might be ringing bells or they names might not be ringing bells. They might be the nigga behind the scenes. Because they that fucking clever and got they shit that vacuum sealed tight. If y'all know what I mean. But let's keep it going, man. Let me see. I got somebody that sent the comment. Put his comment on the stage. Hey, friend, I know you're growing your Kickstarter channel and getting KCI pieces. Verification can be tough. I can help you get 3,000 real followers on the average, 100 views per minute, 25 subscribers, and 200. All right, my friend, I got you, man. I most definitely lock in with you guys, man. But please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel right now, man. This is one of the livest channels on YouTube that's up and coming, man. The G-Way Show, man, because we keeping it motherfucking G. We keeping the P and we keeping it G, man. Let's go.
The underdog that came up, we was all with it, right? Anything gangster, I don't know nothing about that.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built...
Maino, you got a big ego. Like, really. You got a Brooklyn ego and I got a Bronx ego. You come in the game, made the song Rumors. You violated everybody in the industry with the stuff that you said. I don't even have to go down the line, right? You violated everybody. Vlad tried to check you on it, but he kind of sort of didn't want to lose you as a client. So he laughed it off, even though he was checking you. And everybody agrees with Vlad. You came in the door and made a song spreading rumors about damn near everybody in the industry, right? So now, my thing is, I heard.
And I ain't gonna lie, this very first video, man, Hassan Campbell, man, he really was cooking on this video. Cause we gotta do better for these kids out here, man. These kids, man, they need to just, I'd rather for them to just work hard, go to school, man, try to get your degree, man, get out your situation the best way you can, man, and make it, man, and become something of yourself. And man, Bring somebody else along, man, and the world can be a better fucking place. The world could be a better fucking place, man. It ain't about having the most money, having all the fucking women, and trying to be the biggest gangster, man. That ain't what this shit is about, man. And these niggas are spreading death and murder and mayhem to our communities, spreading this disease for us, this goddamn music, this death music, and this fucked up content shit, man. They can clean this shit up a little bit more better than what the fuck they doing, but they getting paid by the elites to spit the bullshit. It's the agenda. And in so many words, that's what Hassan Campbell is telling y'all right now, man. It's the agenda that they put.
From the horse's mouth, your co-defendant, that you bit the cheese, my nigga. I heard from your co-defendant. I spoke to him. And all them Coney Island niggas, my nigga. You bit the cheese. Now, here's the thing. Prove me wrong. Why you just can't go to Coney Island and pull up on your co-defendant, the nigga that you went to jail with, that you committed the crime with? Everybody knows that you told. Everybody's just trying to figure out why Pretty Black is not pushing the issue and actually really blowing you up. We don't know if you greasing his pockets or he just decided to leave it alone because he want to live a peaceful life. But nevertheless, he gets aggravated every time you get on the internet and say that you didn't tell on him. The funny part about it is that's why you don't like to talk about jail. You know, jail was behind me. You know, you don't want to talk nothing about jail, but you run around as a lobby boy, right? What is a lobby boy? Nigga, you're 50-year-old, your grandpa. You a grandpa. My nigga, you a senior citizen. You are in your 50s, my nigga. Running around calling yourself a lobby boy, right? And throughout the years, some of the things that I sat back and I watched you do, how you and Jim Jones was just misleading the youth. But we ain't gonna even go into that. We're gonna stick to the script. So I come in the game and I followed the footsteps of you and 50 Cent. I came in the game with a purpose to bring awareness to Africa Bambaataa, who is the Epstein of the black community. And none of you niggas y'all wouldn't help me, y'all wouldn't speak on the situation, and y'all act like y'all didn't see my pain. So what did I do? I did what you did, my nigga. I did what you did. You try to water down what you did, right? You try to water down what you did, but if it was just laughs and jokes and it wasn't that serious, how you and Jim Jones end up in an altercation in the mall? Scooby-Dooby-Doo? How did you and Jim Jones end up in a situation? And now you want to paint this picture like you the illest nigga in Nebraska, right? You paint a picture like everybody's soft. You the nigga that went to jail for armed robbery. I'm the nigga that went to jail for 125.25 for turning niggas' TVs off. Everything I've been to jail for is gunplay. It is what it is. It's gunplay. It is what it is. That's my history. It's not yours. And every time you run into a beef, like when you and Jim Jones on the escalator, Jim Jones clearly came back up on that escalator because he wanted smoke. And when you seen you was outnumbered, outgunned, and you could end up in jail for the rest of your life?
Clearly at one point, because you and Jim Jones are cool now. You guys are actually really good friends.
Yeah.
But at one point, you guys had issues. This is before you ran into him at the mall in Atlanta. So what were the issues about initially?
I don't think there really was issues. I think it was me actually coming out of prison with a lot of energy.
Was he mentioning the Rumors song?
Not in Rumors. I mentioned Cam name. But other songs I said shit. And bottom line, it was just me just trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays they would probably call that trolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm man enough to admit that. we trying to get out the streets, man. You understand? And we really in them. You know? Trying to get away from some of this shit. So it's like I'm saying the shit that I'm thinking is gonna grab the attention of people. And that's why I think that whatever energy that we had came from that.
Right. And then one day you were in Lenox Mall. You had like what, 3-4 people with you?
Yeah.
And he had 30.
Yeah, it was funny as fuck.
And you were like passing each other on the escalator?
Yeah, listen, I was coming up the escalator in Lenox Mall. They was coming down. And when I seen them, I seen Jim, and I seen a bunch of the niggas that I already used to seeing them with. Cause we had a couple of little, in the past, like we would see each other, and I'm like, man, the line was going down the escalator was so long. It was like, all right, 2 niggas, 3 niggas, 5 niggas, 8 niggas, 10, 12. Damn, it's still going. Like, and I was just like, man. So it was me and my brother 80 and maybe 2 other people. I was with a girl, and I'm walking, and they came back up the escalator. But they walked on the side of me. And, I stopped. I had to stop because, we got into a little couple, some words. But the thing about that is that we actually talked right there. And once we talked, we was cool ever since. Because the thing about it is, like, you can have an opinion about a nigga. You can think you not like a nigga. It's because you don't really know him. You don't know how much you really got in common with this nigga. You understand? So it's like, it really wasn't no beef. Nothing never happened. It ain't like somebody threw something, or it was a fight, or it was something. Nothing ever happened.
Just trolling, basically.
Yeah, it was all me. So I'm placing the blame on myself. Yeah. And it was all out of the need to be heard and to be seen, because I was trying to position myself. So all that's what that was about. And it wasn't just with him. It was with a lot of other rappers. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I had to have a conversation with Raekwon and and even Puff, like, you know what I mean? I told you that story before. It was just me trying to position myself.
You started negotiating, and at that moment, you knew that you didn't want to be on the other end of Jim Jones and his crew, so you became his friend. A nigga that you clearly didn't even respect. You clearly didn't respect him. Came home from jail and got on the radio and told everybody that Freaky Zeke was a rat. You heard he told. Then got down with the niggas that was hanging down with a rat that you heard told. And let's get to that. Could you explain that? Scooby-Dooby-Doo? How do you explain that? You lied about the situation with Rod Diggs and said it never happened, when I know 10 niggas that was in the club when it happened. Every time it come time for you to get busy on the niggas that get, we're not talking about you choking YouTubers. You'll never choke me like that, because you know what's going to happen when you meet up with me, Maino? When me and you meet up and we bump heads, you going to have 30 niggas with you. I'm going to have 30 niggas with me. Them niggas going to have to decide right then and right there if it's going to really get real. Because niggas ain't wrestling. This ain't WrestleMania, my nigga. What makes you think that your killers is different from my killers, my nigga? Your head is way too big. If your ego is way too big, you could talk about everybody and they mother, but nobody could talk about you. What's the difference between me and you, Maino? You went to jail, I went to jail. You got busy, I got busy. What makes you that nigga and I'm not that nigga? How are you that nigga when you gotta get next to somebody to be that nigga. Throughout your whole career, you had to get next to somebody. Came home from jail, got next to Little Kim, looking like I don't know what. Not the regular Little Kim, the raggedy Little Kim. The builder chick. That's who you got next to. You did your kitchen talk, it flopped. While you was doing kitchen talk, I was running through these YouTube streets like a gorilla, doing crazy numbers. Until niggas sat up there and started playing with me in the algorithm. You got next to you got next to Angela Yee. That flopped, didn't go nowhere. Then you became a lobby boy. You got to constantly keep getting next to somebody after you left Uncle Murder. Your best sound and the best thing that you ever did was the Yellow Tapes. That was your best sound. Your biggest hit is High Hater, a song that nobody likes. And now the song that finally puts you back in the algorithm, which still is going to flop, is mentioning me and a whole section of niggas that I created. Yeah, me and a whole section of niggas that I created that came up under my umbrella. That whole dirty section, I inspired more niggas than you, Maino. Your ego is way too big. But I tell you what, though, if you could sit up there and you could come up with your co-defendant and he say that you didn't tell on him, I'll give you $10,000. If you could get Pretty Black to come on the internet and said that's a lie, you never snitched on him, I'll give you $10,000. I spoke to Pretty Black, my nigga. There's nothing you can tell me. You told. It is what it is. Now you could either be like, you could just be your man about it, like Tekashi 6ix9ine, or you could keep on running around acting like you didn't do it. But the reality of it is, the reason why you mad niggas is lying on me, because you know Pretty Black don't do the internet. Why is it so much of a bigger deal that I said it? It's a big deal that I said it because it sparked those rumors all over again. And it got niggas talking and the truth came out. The problem is all the real niggas, the thorough niggas, they not really on the internet like that. They don't play the internet because niggas is still too busy in the streets. But you running around and you acting like you still, nigga, you a podcaster. And last time I checked, when I went over to your own Kitchen Talk page, the one without the lobby boys, my nigga, your YouTube page is not bigger than mine, and you're not getting better numbers than mine. Your ego, your head is way too big. Now, But then you coming out of the blue, you still in your feelings, huh? Because you telling yourself at some point in time, we all gonna run into each other, just like when I went down to the own barbecue.
And man, Hassan is spitting nothing but facts, man. Hassan is spitting nothing but facts, y'all. I can't lie, man. He did his big one on this video. He did his big one on this video, and hey, I don't know what he did on the second one. That'll be a later date that we'll do another reactionary video to that one. But I want to get into DJ Academic's video on this situation also. So y'all ride with me. We're gonna do this.
What happened?
Think your man's faithful?
Yeah, why?
Ever check if he's still on dating apps?
What? Is that even possible?
It is.
Segment is that's the music was Kim.
This is how I move forward with Purdue Global. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
David, what you have done will never be forgotten.
The warning now. Maino.
And shout out to Act, man. Shout out to Academics, man. Shout out to Academics for breaking this down. And he did a reactionary video on this. And we're gonna do a deep dive into this shit right here, man. We most definitely gonna do a deep dive into this shit right here, man. And please, man, give us some support. Y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. If y'all can, please donate with Cash App. Y'all can go to Zelle, but do it at Cash App, $Mudagoon, and like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Welcome to the one way and only way. Welcome to the G-Way Show, gang. Y'all, welcome to the G-Way Show. We up in here. Let's go. Yeah.
I want to say to you, because after I did I did a lot of research. I know when you see me take days off, I know people like, yo, Actors is doing some other shit. I seen the kick chat. They're like, yo, I just went to go fuck some college bitches for spring break. No, I'm always researching. You gotta make sure you have the current knowledge. You're ahead of the people who think this is a 9 to 5. Now, I mean, I kind of always had a reason why I always kind of painted Maino as a bully, but I do want to reiterate, Maino, the reason why you're seen as a bully is because your reputation, at least publicly, that hip hop knows, is you doing things to people that wouldn't do anything to you. And that's a reputation that, for the most part, people frown at. You know why people respect 50? Because 50 is going to go at the people that everybody says, oh, nobody wants smoke with him.
And that's facts. That is facts.
That's why perception. I'm only talking about perception. I don't know who's what. We're going to do a deep dive today. So, Maino, when you allegedly slapped Young Berg, yeah, it just shows that you're a bully. We haven't heard the stories. Maybe he has, of you slapping the shooter, the killer, the gunman. We haven't heard of those stories with you yet. I've seen the recent episode. You said you did some stuff to Lil C's on behest or behalf, or because he disrespected Lil Kim. And no respect to Lil C's, but I think some certain people have kind of like given you the bully title because the people who seemingly want aggressive, violent static with you, you have a different demeanor. And I do actually believe that. The tone that you talk to me with when 50 addressed you, you've made 300 reasons of why you think he wasn't disrespecting you, even though he put your picture up and called all y'all squatters and bums. Now you can't avoid it, but I'm just telling you why, because I've heard him say, I don't know why they say I'm a bully. Yeah, they say you're a bully because they feel like you just haven't picked on any tough people. At least 50 look like he's taking all challengers. Anyway, I digress. So Maino went on Vlad, and of course,
the only clip worth watching is him talking about 50 Cent. We all know the Senior Citizens got an ongoing beef with 50 Cent. And in that conversation, he gave an interesting but different perspective of how a lot of people view.
And Act is perfectly breaking this down, man. I'm loving the way he's breaking this down. He's very articulate when he's right now discussing Maino, man. I mean, he hitting the nail on the head right now, the way he discussing Maino, man, because that's how a lot of people really see Maino. Now, Maino said he had some real beef with this guy named Boxing Boy. Boxing Boy is the guy that gave him $150 on the face in Rikers Island. You can see the slash on his face on the other side. When you see his picture facing face forward, you'll see the slash on his face. The guy Boxing Boy gave him $150 in prison. Now, Maino says he had cut Boxing Boy first. We never heard Boxing Boy come out and say anything about this. We don't even know who Boxing Boy is, but it has been reported that Boxing Boy is the guy that gave Maino the $150. So, but right now on this academics thing, I'm agreeing with everything academics is saying right now in reference to what Maino is saying. And we're gonna let him speak on this interview. We seen a piece of what Hassan Campbell had to say in the interview, and now we're gonna see what academics brought to light, man. And like I say, man, salute to academics for bringing us the content, man, and really doing a real deep dive into this whole situation about Maino.
50 in hip hop. He basically said 50 was a fake nigga, never did nothing, never been through nothing. And the beefs that we know that he's been in, all he's pretty much popular for is being a victim and getting his ass whipped. That was entirely shocking to me. I want to play the clip.
I'm cool. And they had a little workout, little bants.
Here we go.
Goes and puts up the post and say,
well, meaning what exactly? Meaning that you don't think that he did.
Here we go. Here we go.
I never believed that. I had no reason to.
Well, meaning what exactly? Meaning that you don't think that he did gangster activities at various points throughout his life?
No, I don't know. I have no way of knowing that. Well, and I don't want to make this whole interview about him, but listen, let me say this.
Maino, that's why Vlad called you up there to do the interview about him.
Facts.
I think he capitalized on a moment. It benefited him. What happened to him? I think two things that happened to him was probably the greatest things that ever happened. And one of those things was the fact that he got shot. Now, the fact that he got shot, well, you know, they say it was 5 times, really, he lied and not, whatever, right? All right.
Interesting.
That justified him wearing a vest, pictures with guns. It justified the imagery. It gave it a storyline. Oh, all these old niggas trying to kill me. Oh, man, everybody trying to kill me. There's a sense of danger. And then him signing Eminem amplified that. So now you got that storyline, then you got that machine. That was the perfect ingredients for success. We saluted it, we loved it. There was an underdog that came up. We was all with it, right? Anything gangster, I don't know nothing about that.
Well, I mean, he was also a great songwriter.
The music was
there. Music was definitely there.
We can't take nothing. Listen, I'm not taking nothing from no nigga that deserved what he deserved, but I'm not gonna give extra.
Right.
Okay.
Well, but here's the thing, right? And this is something that really can't be disputed. And I watched this from the outside looking in. Jeter had real serious street beef with a lot of very serious guys.
Who?
Jimmy Henchman.
They got spanked. Nigga, are you crazy?
Oh, wow. Oh, really?
They got spanked.
Oh, wow.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean they got spanked?
Yo, Vlad, please, trust me when I'm telling you this. I don't really want to go into all this, but they got spanked. What is wrong with you? Jimmy had his way. People died. What are you talking about?
Jimmy had his way?
What are you talking about?
I mean, Yayo's house got shot up over that situation. I understand that, but ultimately,
think about what you're saying and think about what happened.
Meaning what? That Jimmy's doing double life?
Listen, in that situation, that situation, they wasn't a victor in that situation, brother.
Right.
Okay, so it.
But I feel like these guys stood their ground.
Who stood what ground?
I think Gina stood their ground.
You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay.
And it's easy to go for with the folklore. What else? Who else?
World.
You don't even know World. World is my childhood friend.
Okay.
Listen, this is things.
For God. They didn't have beef with World?
Listen, that wasn't no.
The shooting that happened after 97?
Listen, this is when I don't even want to get into it.
Okay.
One incident happened. Right? You think you really into it with somebody with one incident?
Suge Knight.
Yo, bro,
The
listen.
stabbing incident at the Vibe Awards.
Yo, listen, look, all I'm saying is I don't have no reason to believe the extra gangster shit. You believe whatever you want to believe. I ain't here to tell you.
We're talking about actual
Okay, all right. Hold on, let me just.
incidents. We saw the video at the Vibe Awards, right?
What happened at the Vibe Awards?
The guy that attacked them and ended up getting stabbed.
Attacked who?
Attacked Dr. Dre.
What
Who was with them?
What they had that? Yo, bro.
They were there with Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro, leave me.
They were signed to Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro, listen to me. I'm not gonna debate you on another man. All I'm speaking from my perspective, and it is what it is. Like I don't have no reason to believe nothing extra.
He just gave himself up. He said that he's speaking on his perspective, basically saying is what I believe, but I don't really know shit. Thank you, Maino. You just solved our case for us. Thank you. It's on your perspective, and I think a lot of people miss what the fuck you just said in this interview with Vlad TV. It's on what you think about the niggas. You don't believe the niggas on what you think about the niggas. And it just came out your mouth. What you think about the niggas, not what really actually happened. It's just what you think about the niggas. And so if in your mind you feel niggas are just some clown niggas because you think they some clown niggas, then that's just how the fuck you feel about the shit. It don't make it that it don't make the way you fucking feel make it validation. It absolutely don't make what the fuck you saying right now makes it valuable to what you putting out here on this inner fucking net that you saying. And I think that shit went over a lot of people's heads. Your beliefs. That's what you said. You just said that shit. Your beliefs. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just inch it back if they didn't hear it on what you believe.
The guy that attacked them and ended up getting stabbed.
Attacked who?
Attacked Dr. Dre.
Who
was with them?
What they had that? Yo, bro.
They were there with Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro, leave me.
They were signed to Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro, listen to me. I'm not gonna debate you on another man. All I'm speaking from my perspective, and it is what it is. Like I don't have no reason to believe nothing extra. Those incidents that you talking about, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People lost a lot. Like I look, it don't even matter to me, right? Look, like I said, you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. I know truth. I think it's all a character act. Whatever, man.
Now, well, this is why y'all have me here, chat. And I took Maino up on his request. You know, Maino said some things that I never knew about. According to Maino, 50 got spanked in several, altercations or street run-ins. And I guess I'm going to call this segment, Is 50 a fraud? Now, I'm asking a question piggybacking off Maino. I don't know. Well, I know now, but because I've done the research. But I do want to tell you a story, and we do have to watch something. Something that's going to really laboriously point stuff out. But in case you didn't know, I want to give you a quick recap of what he's talking about. He said that, there was a beef between 50 and Jimmy Henchman. And according to Maino, he says 50 completely got spanked. Now, I did so much research trying to figure out like what's what. And, I was reading so much court documents because over time, usually back in the day is like, you hear things on the street. By the time everybody, it's like 10 years, 15 years later, everybody went to trial, everybody done snitched on each other, everybody took the stand, you kind of get the real story. So let me kind of break down this idea of 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman beef. Now, Jimmy Henchman was always one of the people who...
So I ain't gonna hold y'all here long, man. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit, gang. I'm gonna speed it up.
There was some G-Unit niggas, and they basically confronted really, obviously, because that's what Maino was talking about. I'm going to give you a short time lapse of what happened, and then, like usual, I don't want you to take me at my word. You're going to see much more conversation about it. So essentially, Jimmy Henchman basically starts managing the game after the game signed to G-Unit. And according to what people on 50's side say, they kind of accuse Jimmy Henchman of being the main antagonist that gets in the game's ear to say, man, fuck 50. You could be bigger than him. You just got to go against him. Okay? The game starts going against 50. Okay? It's really tense at this point. 50 really, obviously, 50's like the big artist is in third, but there's a whole G-Unit crew. Reportedly, Jimmy Henchman goes to an event and this is kind of how it really started. And I'm going to start with the violent stuff. Jimmy Henchman and someone goes to a concert at the Apollo Theater. While at the theater or at the event, there was some G-Unit niggas. And they basically confronted Jimmy and they said, what's up with your nigga gang? What's up with him? What's popping with him? And supposedly, as the story goes, these G-Unit dudes who was pressing Jimmy Henchman, and he's with like one or two people, they eventually say, oh, listen, we got a problem. Like, what's up? It's a typical New York thing. Yo, we got a problem. And they usually try to show themselves. Supposedly, there's a guy named Maserati Fox. We'll get back to him. He pulls a pistol and he's like, what's up? Now, there was no violence that happened, but that was the clear signal that this beef had gotten off the rails. Like these situations with, this tension with 50 and the game, and this guy now who's like managing, but like meddling into like these different things. We see the game kind of with Fat Joe, all the people that 50's kind of going at because they're cool with Ja. And essentially, G-Unit niggas pull a pistol. By the way, I'll let you know when 50's involved, but G-Unit is just a bunch of niggas. Guy Maserati Fox pulls the gun. When that happens, no violence happens. Apparently, they kind of act like they got something too. And, cooler heads did prevail. That's good. And they left. Well,
and we just gonna get into the timeline, man, of what happened, man. He really breaking it down. We're gonna take it from this point. We're gonna watch a little bit from this point.
It is G-Unit versus Jimmy Henchman. There is no winners. It's just a prototypical example of the streets. A lot of bodies, a lot of lost opportunities, and a lot of people who are in the penitentiary for dumbass choices. And 50's just happens to be one of those who was smart enough to not put himself in a vice grip, that he's either in a coffin or that he's in a jail cell. I want to play this real quick. I'm going to speed it up a bit.
And salute to academics, man. Salute to ACT.
No, that's the court version. Sorry. The
beef between 50 Cent and the game ran deeper than we initially thought. On the music end of things, it was the game going after 50 and the unit with his G Unit and Stop Snitching campaign. On the street side, it was Jimmy Henchman,
is this sped up?
Game's manager,
Hold
who
on,
was just thirsty for blood, so it was all-out war between both crew. When it was all said and done, the folks pushing the Stop Snitching campaign ended up snitching on each other after the feud between 50 and them led to multiple violent acts, including the hit on the G-Unit affiliate, Lodi Mac.
Now, again, also I want to say, I'm going to tell you why all this information was so new to me. I mostly thought all that tough shit when it came to the game and 50 was from like the game and some West Coast niggas. Turns out it was Jimmy Henchman heating that shit all the way up. But listen.
Henchman's own trusted crew members ended up sealing his fate in court when he testified against them, leading to multiple life sentences. We now get the full picture of everything that transpired during those times.
They're gonna use court stuff.
Testimonies from Henchman's own hitters, which I'm gonna break down thoroughly and use to fill in all the missing pieces that were never made public. It's a lot of 50 documentaries up here with folks just slapping around clips together.
All right, okay,
what
okay.
they
Come on,
heard
brother.
on lock. At the time,
Here we
50 Cent. That put him in the light.
Okay.
By 50 Cent sing.
So I'm gonna skip to the part where Henchman comes in. Okay, so he puts on the game, Henchman comes in.
One of the things you got to remember about these music dudes is that a lot of these music dudes don't have no principles and no backbone. A lot of these dudes, man, is able to cut. They're ready and able to compromise their principles to get in positions that they're in.
And Jimmy Henchman, man, he is a notorious New York gangster, man. He was a manager. He had a lot of hit records back in the game. As far as he had a lot to do with the Romeo Must Die soundtrack, and he managed the game. They ended up giving Jimmy Henchman 2 life sentences. They gave him 2 life sentences. He was pushing cocaine from New York to California. He had conspiracy to commit murder, and I think they hit him with a murder charge also, because they did end up killing a friend of G Unit, Lodi Mac, which y'all gonna hear later on in this story right here. But y'all just follow the story, man. But he was a notorious gangster in New York, man. He was friends with Haitian Jack. Jimmy Henchman was a real mob figure, a real prominent mob figure back in New York, man. He was nothing really to fucking play with. You don't want to play with a motherfucking Haitian nigga like this, man, because this nigga ain't playing no games, man. If you gonna come with your shit, you gotta come with your shit, you know. But yeah, Jimmy, man, you know, I think Jimmy was cool, man. But to me, in my heart, and I told my cousin this earlier, Jimmy got tricked out his spot, man, and I think 50 trumped him and ended up on top. They tricked him out his spot, man. He tried to be too fucking gangster. And you know, they need to make a slogan, man. Being gangster does not fucking pay. Being gangster does not fucking pay, man. You know, y'all gotta find a better way, y'all. You know, y'all gotta find a better way out this shit, man. But Jimmy most definitely got tricked out of his spot, man, because he had made plenty of money with the game. He was making a shitload of street money. He had a lot of music money coming in too, man. He had ventures here, ventures there under the fucking table, man. And he ruined it trying to be a fucking street guy. But hey, man, that's how the fucking cookie crumbles. But you know, that'll be a whole nother story for another day, man. But let's go.
And that's one of the things that we refuse to do.
Let's break down Jimmy's empire structure. Pay attention to great competition with Jimmy Saw Entertainment Company. And he even went as far as setting up his office almost across the street from Lighty's office on 25th Street in Manhattan. Jimmy, seeing the success that the game had generated before his album dropped, started getting into the game's ear, letting him know he could be bigger than 50 Cent. Henchman started conflicting 50 when he started releasing Game's record while 50 was structuring his G Unit roster drops.
Okay, so the first egregious thing, 50 starts feeling away because the game is dropping music outside of schedule. The game is on, but he's dropping music. He's not respecting the hierarchy. And oh no, it's Bank's turn. It's Yayo's turn, right? He's just doing what he want to do.
Confirmed this in court.
What was your understanding about what the problem between Jimmy and G Unit was about? Up those game records.
Because he's trying to get his money first, recoup his money off his artists. And at the time, he's building momentum.
And this is not in belief. This shit is in court documents. So y'all all keep this shit in mind. This is Jimmy Henchman's man Tiff. But this is all in court documents. This is all court documented. So but y'all see who man is in court, you know? Y'all see it right here. His photo is big as day on the live right here. Q&A, question and answer, man. He letting y'all know what's going on, man. Look right here, Tiff. So y'all just follow the story.
Momentum for his team, and we are going to use it. Jimmy was going to use it for his. The Game's first album, the documentary, dropped on January 18, 2005, and it became an instant success. It debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, selling 586,000 units in its first week.
Now, who are some of the key people, man, that put you where you are right now?
Oh, man, Dr. Dre, man.
Right. That's it. Damn.
50 Cent at the time had just crushed the whole Murder Inc., Ja Rule and Irv on the music side, and Preem on the streets. So when Jadakiss and Fat Joe jumped on the New York track with Ja to bring him back some life, 50 went at both of them. And Nas on Piggy Bank off his second album that is scheduled to drop first quarter of 2005. The Game, being the new G Unit member with the documentary album out that is buzzing, is asked about his thoughts about Fat Joe, Jada, and Nas beef. And he responds saying he would stay out of that.
I'm not getting into it. You're not going to get into it? No. Jadakiss is a good friend of mine. And I've had a chance to meet and talk to Fat Joe on several occasions. And I think that they're perfectly good dudes.
50 caught wind of what was being said and immediately went on a press run denouncing the Game.
Talk about so basically the Game kind of made it, obvious that he's not going to pick a side when the Game 50 started going at certain people outside of Ja Rule, and 50 didn't like it.
The G Unit for a minute, 50. Yeah. Now I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes. It was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
Creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud, and you know what I mean? So we actually got together. I recorded 6 records on Game's new album.
Right.
I did West Side Story, How We Do, Hated to Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, and Higher. You see what I'm saying? And he came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like the way he's like, it's like he's feeling himself, like because of how well his record is selling. So I openly, I wouldn't expose what I did for the project, but I wrote those records. I created the concept of those records, and he rapped around it. He's a great
taking a
rapper,
piss real quick and grabbing a rubber.
You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
It's a major difference. You know? And he says a lot of people's names for shock value. He says things he doesn't mean.
On February 28th, 2005, 50 Cent is live on Funk Flex when he says the Game is no longer part of G Unit. The Game and a few Black Wall Street guys went up to Hot 97 to confront 50, but they were met with shots at the front door.
Enough's enough? It's Hot 97, Funk Flex. We focused. Sorry about that. Hey, it's okay, fellas. Hey, it's all great.
Henchman had sent Tef to go meet up with the Game for protection. He was about to join the mob when sparks started flying towards the crowd. Here are Tef's statements.
How did you come to be at Hot 97 that day?
Jimmy called me and asked me to escort Game up there, meet Game up there. He wanted to talk to 50.
Who wanted to talk to 50?
The Game.
Did you go there?
Yes.
Who was there when you got there?
When I got there, Game was there with a whole bunch of California dudes, and 50's trucks were parked outside, and they were upstairs.
What happened when you came to Hot 97 that day?
As I was walking down, got onto the block, I see a large crowd in front of the building, and I see a hand come from the doors and started shooting at the crowd that I was going to meet for no reason. Just fired shots into the crowd from 50's entourage.
You said there was a handout of a door. Do you see the door on this picture?
Okay. He confirmed it. Hot 97 door. Whoever was downstairs, the mysterious hand, who is still unknown till today, let off a shot to his Game and them, hitting one of Game's homies, New Jersey Devil. Tef says the Game was teary-eyed and shook up after the incident and wanted something to happen. So Tef took it up on himself to wait at Violator's office, but seeing that nobody came there, shot up the building. According to Tef, Inchman was not too happy about the Game using his guys for free. He made them pay for that.
Did anyone order you to do the shooting at Violator Records?
No.
Did you talk to anyone about the shooting afterwards?
Yes.
Chat, this is really compelling. It's giving you a lot of backstory to 50 Cent's, you know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched this, I did watch it before. I didn't know it was this deep. Like some of the
And I most definitely agree with that, man. It's giving you a lot of backstory, man. It really is, man. Once you go back and like I say, this is all court documents from Tiff, him having to testify on this whole situation involving Jimmy Henchman. It is a lot of stuff in here that a lot of people didn't even get to fucking know what really happened. And we're gonna get to a lot of it. I'm not gonna go through all of it, man, but I'm just, like I say, I'm just painting y'all the overall picture of what happened and what took place. And Maino, is your information accurate on G Unit? Right now, I got to say fucking no. But you know, hey, like you say, it's my preference, you know, how I think.
This stuff, like I heard street rumors, but like it all did come out in court. That's why this is so good, because you're hearing the court testimony now. I hope you guys aren't bored, but tell me if you are. If you guys aren't bored, I'll watch it with y'all. If y'all get bored, we'll move on to something else. But it's gonna get super deep in, and you'll get to find out who 50 really is.
Who did you talk to?
I spoke to Jimmy.
What did you say to him? And what did he say in response?
I don't remember the whole conversation, but it was more or less that he said, don't be doing that stuff for them dudes, and don't be doing that stuff for free.
My whole thing to Game was, if we do this, if you do this, we fuck hip-hop. And it's hard for me to say that because I come from the streets too. For me to look at Game and say, he shot your friend, but don't do anything.
On March 3rd, 2005, 50 drops his second album, The Massacre, which debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, selling 1.15 million copies in its first 4 days and staying atop the chart for 6 weeks after its release. It was scheduled to release back on February 15th. The original title for the album was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but Interscope wasn't interested, so Fifth leaks Disco Inferno to force their hand. It became an instant success. Nobody at the time was doing those type of numbers in any music genre, so that automatically put 50 at the top of the game. Piggy Bank, the track was causing a lot of commotion, and all the people he had dissed are now throwing back shots. And now Fifth and his West Coast protege are beefing. So the controversies helped generate a huge buzz around the album. Fans, they're a bit skeptical about the timing of things though. Some were saying the beef was a promotional stunt, but the OGs like the Rev Run and the Russell Simmons, they knew better. Shots been fired. It ain't no promotional stunt. It's real. And in order to change the negative narration in hip hop, Rev Run and Russell Simmons, they set up a meeting calling for a truce on the 8th year anniversary of Biggie's passing on March 9th of 2005. Both 50 and the Game, they didn't look too thrilled to be there, but they still did it. That truce was short-lived though. They both had the two hottest albums in the game at the moment, and they're both doing interviews and press runs. And people are starting to whisper that the Game's album might be better than 50's, in which Game wasn't giving 50 any credit for all the songs he had helped them with on the album.
I'm not gonna say that he didn't help with the project because he played a small part in the success of the documentary.
G Unit is here, 50's here, and Game can be anywhere in between that and probably even bigger.
My bad. This one in DVDs, I remember hearing this guy on. I thought it was like just like a hip hop commentator. I didn't really realize who he was at the time.
And you can't suppress that. You can't suppress that with just G-Unit.
50 is the type of guy that lives and believes in certain principles derived from the 48th law of power.
I heard you say once, you know, M's a general, but he knows how to be a soldier with Dre. You're a general, but you know how to be a soldier with him and Dre.
And that's just being conscious of yourself. Because, I mean, you know the laws of power, you never outshine the master. If you got somebody that's actually over you in your chain of command, you always...
Law number 1, never try to outshine a master. Law number 15, crush your enemies totally. The Game finally lets his true feelings be known at Summer Jam stage that year in 2005.
Damn, I remember this. Now, keep in mind, Summer Jam is in New York City. The Game is from the West Coast. So this was like huge. It was always 50 and it was always Jimmy Henchman doing all the shit to make Game look like he was, because there was a time it looked like the Game was just running through everywhere. But apparently it was more Jimmy Henchman.
I want to see. I don't know who did it. I just want to see.
We thought you did it. We thought it was you. Game even went all the way to Connecticut to 50th Street, trespassing and creeping through the bushes in the neighborhood for a Stop Snitching, Stop Lying DVD that he put out that summer. All this was going on while 50 Cent was overseas, and 50 had a lot of beef coming his way now because of that diss towards Fat Joe and Jadakiss. Throughout the months that followed, both sides went after each other on numerous interviews and a lot of diss records back and forth, all of which generated huge interest in the media and more record sales. Controversy sells.
Shout out to Gaddafi and his sons for having us out Venice. You know, I appreciate the half meal, baby. For 30 minutes, anytime, man. 747. I'm serious, man. You need to come play for my team. Hey, man. Hey, that's Jimmy, man. See, that's why I don't like the old school, man.
And right there, man, Fifth let y'all know that it wasn't really the Game doing this shit, man. It was really Jimmy Henchman. That's why I say, hey, man, hey, that nigga Jimmy, man. See, that's who I don't like. That's why I don't like them old school niggas, man. That was a hell of a line on that 50 Cent Emotional disc record. Oh shit, man. This shit is crazy. It's crazy, man. But this is crazy, man. Like I say, it's taking y'all back through this timeline, man, and y'all can actually see how this shit really is. But I ain't, like I say, I'm gonna speed it up because I'm not gonna take too much of y'all Saturday because we already an hour and 30 minutes into the show. But I'm just painting a picture, and we really focused on the shit that Maino was saying on the Vlad TV interview, which we played that piece in the beginning. And they showed a piece from Ack on here on Ack's Deep Dive. And like I say, man, I might just go all out on Ack's Deep Dive video of this situation and just play it, but probably not right now, because I know y'all probably out there moving and grooving for this Saturday. But I'm gonna speed it up a little bit more, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see what where it ends up taking us.
I really don't like the old school niggas. Now you know Jimmy told him to do that. Go out there and say, she do not.
On the surface, all we saw was the Game dissing 50. But now 50 is throwing in Jimmy Henchman's name in the mix, letting us know who was pulling the strings behind the scene. But I don't think people caught on back then. The Game dropped Doctor's Advocate.
I didn't catch on.
Album on November 14th, 2006, with the absence of Dr. Dre, who has to pick sides because of the back and forth going on. Doctor's Advocate debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, selling 358,000 copies in its first week, making it Game's second #1 album on the chart. It was all just back and forth disses after the truce, and nothing more yet till it came time for the mixtape awards.
So they squashed the beef and they kind of got back into it.
At the Apollo Theater in December of 2006.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now we're going to get into, there's really real shit happening, because remember, the Game is from the West Coast, but really the guy who he's getting into it with is on the East doing his thing. Remember, it's really 50 and Jimmy Henchman, not 50 versus Game.
Tony Yayo and Maserati Fox, another G Unit affiliate,
here,
and about 20 other individuals bum rushed into the venue.
Oh, I know
without
Yayo was
stopping
there.
for security while Henchman was inside. Henchman went to approach Yayo on a friendly note, greeting him in Creole since they're both Asian descent. He goes, "Sap Basé," but there was no Mabule. Yayo immediately pressed him about his guy game. During the heat of the moment, in reading body language, Mozzie flashed the pistol at Henchman, asking, "What do you want to do?" But Yayo didn't give the call. Henchman was with Tef and Abdullah, and they managed to slip away through a back door of the theater. Tef had just beat his gun case the day before from an incident where Henchman had him stake out Chris Lighty's office, but police did a stop and frisk on him, and he ended up getting booked. So now he's right back into the action the very next day. For most of you who aren't familiar with Maserati Fox, he was a longtime friend of 50 Cent and also was a highly active individual in these streets, to say the least. While remembering Maserati Fox, this was how Yayo recanted the story on Vlad TV.
I told you pull the strap out in the Apollo, like with Jimmy Henchman.
So, remember, so this is where now it's getting real static, y'all.
It's 102, no. It's the Fox. Oh, he got the hammer out.
Here was Al Abdullah, and Tef saw it.
Did there come a time when you attempted to shoot at Violator again?
Yes.
What year was that about?
Maybe 06.
How did it come to be that you did that?
Jimmy had asked me, then called it off and called me again. And I interpreted that he wanted me to do it again and went over there with Andre. He was parked on 26th Street. And as I was cutting through the alley, I was stopped randomly by police. I was put under arrest. I don't know why, until they searched and found a gun. In the car, which was on the next block over, they went back to the car, found a gun in the car.
Now remember, this is Jimmy Henchman's people.
And it was kind of odd, but we were both arrested, charged with gun possession.
Were you involved in any conflict with G Unit immediately after the gun case was dismissed?
Yes.
Just briefly, what incident?
We went, me,
Here it
Jimmy, I think Courtney, and I think maybe Teddy. It was a long time ago. We went to the Apollo. And
what's the Apollo?
The Apollo Theater in Harlem.
About what month and year was this?
It was the day after I won the trial. The pre-trial just got released.
About what year would that make it?
I'm thinking 06, late 06. I went and met Jimmy up there. It was Mixtape Awards being held there, and we walked through security. And behind us, we just hear real loud commotion. G-Unit bum rushed the doors, bypassed security. So we kind of knew why they were doing that. Jimmy was, I don't know who approached. I think they saw us. They stood by the stairs and Jimmy greeted one of them. Greeted Tony Yayo in a friendly manner in Creole. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? It's like, hi, how you doing? I guess. And he wasn't.
So I just want to point out, and again, we're fact checking Maino on everything he's saying. Okay? The point of this is remember. Okay, I want you guys to remember. It looks like after the whole thing game, it kind of falls out. G-Unit tries to press Henchman, like, what's good with Game? So they try to press him, and you're going to hear what happens.
Taken to it. He had an attitude and more or less pressed him, like, what's up with your boy Game?
Who said that?
Tony Yayo.
What happened after that?
In an aggressive manner towards Jimmy. And it was, I don't remember the exact words, but it was more or less us going back and forth with them. We went upstairs. I tapped them, let's go upstairs. They eventually came upstairs. A mob of them, about 20 or 30 of them.
Damn.
A mob of who?
G-Unit.
What happened upstairs?
Maybe about 20 or 30 of them. It looked like they tried to trap us off from leaving. One guy named Fox, Maserati Fox, tried to block off the entrance. The other 20, 30 dudes stood at the other exit. I backed up, grabbed a bottle, had it under my coat, He thought it was a gun. He walked away. We got out of there safely. I grabbed Jimmy. I said, let's go. We got out of there safely. Abdullah's statement.
What did you do after that?
We went to my car.
And who was the we who went to your car?
Me, Jimmy, and Tef.
What happened inside the Escalade?
Nothing. I was just like, wow, I can't believe that nonsense that just took place. I said, you deal with this type of stuff all the time? He was just like, that's all right, man. I'll deal with it later on. Who said that? Jimmy. I was like, well, I'm going to deal with it right now. I made a call, called Akbar. Told him to bring me some situations over. I had a problem.
What did you mean by that?
My guns.
Why were you asking for guns?
Because I intended on using
So
them.
G-Unit punks Jimmy Henchman. Yayo's there. That's I had a newfound respect for what you call it again, for Yayo, because I didn't know Yayo was really on the ground like this.
Yayo and Maserati Fox made a crucial mistake. They showed their hands and didn't use it to a gangster with a lot of money and resources in the streets. It was on now. Yayo's Bentley got shot up that same night.
Okay, so in this version, the same day they kind of like almost try to press them in the Apollo Theater. They're saying the same day they shoot up, Jimmy Henchman supposedly gets people to shoot up his Bentley. Holy shit.
Days later, Diddy tried to broker a truce between Chris Lighty and Henchman, but the two started scuffling and Diddy.
And don't get it twisted, man. Jimmy is a gangster. And if y'all want to really find out about that, man, just go look at some interviews by Haitian Jack, man. Salute to Jack, man. Real top shotter, man. Haitian Jack, man. He a real top shotter. He was Jimmy Henchman's right-hand man at one time, his homeboy and shit. He knows a lot about Jimmy, man. And I think him and Jimmy in the end actually fell out, man, because I don't know if he found out Jimmy was trying to do him in or whatever, but the information that's out there that Jack put out on there talking about Jimmy Henchman. But immediately after Apollo Theater incident, Tony Yayo's Bentley got shot up. Y'all keep note of that.
He had to break it up. Sometime after that incident, Tef testified about how 50 of them spotted Henchman at a restaurant and chased him down the highway, but he got away. And he had to ship his cars to Miami to avoid detection.
Were there ever any attempted acts against Jimmy?
He told me about one.
What did he tell you?
That, well, I told you about, the Apollo. And he told me about a time that he was at a restaurant and he saw 50 Cent. And when he was leaving, he felt like they tried to ambush him. They were following him on the West Side Highway and tried to pull up on him. And somehow he got away.
Did he say anything to you about what, if anything, he did after that incident?
He got rid of the car that he was driving that they knew he would be in, and he sent it down to Miami.
50 Cent the rapper, he'll be known as 50 Cent the rapper, and 50 Cent the street legend will be known as 50 Cent the street legend. There's no comparison. To me, that's a great honor to know that I knew that person who influenced that. I'm not living the fantasy of the music business. I need to keep firm on the ground because I don't know when I'm gonna be banned from this game.
On March 24th, 2007, after all the back and forth and cat and mouse games, Yayo and Lodi Mac run into a kid wearing a Czar Entertainment hoodie by Henchman's office. It was 14-year-old Jabulani, Henchman's son. Tony Yayo slapped the kid, and Lodi flashed a pistol at him, all caught on surveillance cameras, sending a very, very strong message to his pops. This incident will change the whole course of this beef, because right after that incident...
So it says that it says that Yayo did a slapping, but that slapping is the thing that really got everything off the rails, right? Like, this dude's son gets slapped.
Jimmy had blood all in his eyes, and he wouldn't stop till he saw one of them in a coffin. He was personally involved in some of the get-backs against 50 of them. He wanted to get them legally, on the streets and through music. On that same day, Chris Lighty's brother was slashed by Tef. Henchman didn't want to involve Chris Lighty because he felt like he didn't have anything to do with that. But Tef pumped him up, letting him know all bets are off now and it's personal.
What happened when you got to the office?
Walked in the office and I saw Jimmy, Teddy, and Jabulani. Jimmy was upset. Jabulani looked upset, he looked like he might have been crying, a little shaken up.
About how old was Jabulani at that time?
About 13, 14, maybe.
What did you learn happened?
That G-Unit had slapped him up, roughed him up, and pulled out guns on him.
Did you learn who, if anyone, from G-Unit was involved?
I heard Yayo and 50 might have been in the truck, but at that time, that was, and some other street guys.
What happened when you got down?
So they're saying that maybe 50 was on a scene when this person gets slapped up or whatever, or this kid actually. But now, remember, it's getting violent. Then they slap the guy who they want's kid.
We were all talking, all just congregating downstairs. Somebody said, "That's Chris Lighty's brother walking past." Him and another guy. I spoke to Jimmy. I asked him what he wanted to do. If I remember right, he was like, I don't remember the exact words, but it was more like it didn't have nothing to do with it. And I just didn't agree with it. I felt like, and I explained to him that, they did that to your son. All gloves should be off.
What was Jimmy's reaction, if anything, when you said all gloves should be off?
He just looked at me and he just nodded. He nodded his head like in agreement. He got in deep thought. He just nodded his head in agreement.
Now, I want to give you a little bit of precursor as we're watching this. This guy's, the reason why we're hearing this info, he testified. So just keep in mind, and this is why I think people look at 50 as being smart, because the guy who's now testifying, he was in Jimmy Henchman's ear at the time saying, yo, gloves is off you, bro. You got to go crazy. Like, niggas playing with your family, you got to go crazy, bro. Right? Like, that's literally what this is. So he's gassing Jimmy up to crash out. And at the end of the day, he ends up testifying on Jimmy.
What did you do next?
I asked him if he had a razor.
What happened?
He asked around. I think he might have got it from Lil D. He gave it to me, and I started to walk behind him, and he saw me walking up. Chris Lighty's brother saw me walking up on him. And as I swung at him with it, he flinched. I didn't get him how I wanted to, but I think I touched him with it.
Mr. Stewart, did you see Jimmy's attitude towards the feud in the G-Unit change at all during this time?
Yes.
What did you notice?
He was always upset.
Did you discuss with Jimmy a way that you were going to approach that rivalry with G-Unit?
Yes, he told me a way.
What was the way?
That he will deal with it with the law, with the streets, and through the media.
So let's start with the first one. Through the law. What do you mean by that?
That he was going to have his baby mother press charges against him. Tony Yayo and Lodi Mac ended up getting charged for the assault. Yayo got probation and Lodi took the rap. Henchman had people outside sitting at the courthouse to catch license plates so they can get G-Unit affiliate addresses. Tef sheds light on a get back.
Yo, they were trying to kill 50 so bad. They were at the SIP. Well, I guess it was criminal, but because the baby mama pressed charges, they were just sitting there waiting to get license plates because they were trying to kill somebody from G-Unit. Wow.
Like both sides were involved in. A lot of back and forth shootings and car bombings because 50 and his team had bulletproof trucks. The targets were 50, Yayo, and Jalil Walters, aka Baja or Monster.
Okay. Now, I'm glad that this is mentioned. This guy name is this was 50's security for a very long time. His cousin, his cousin's name is Crippy, and he was rolling around with 6ix9ine, and he got sent to jail, obviously, because of that. But everybody that knows 50 knows that this guy Monster has been a security, okay? And I want to just rewind that you guys could hear what was said.
Car bombings, because 50 and his team had bulletproof trucks. The targets were 50, Yayo, and Jalil Walters, aka Baja or Monster. Monster was 50 top street guy and security at the time.
They already shot at Yayo at the Apollo, but luckily he was in his bulletproof truck beyond it.
On April 20th, 2007, Tony Yayo's mother's house was shot up.
Damn.
Did you ever conduct surveillance of G Unit members?
Yes.
What did you do?
Go to their houses, get their phone records, get their phone numbers, and get their call list. Incoming, outgoing call list.
I ain't gonna lie to you, chat. This is like, you know when people talk about real beef? This is real beef. Like, these niggas want to kill people badly. Holy shit.
Absolutely, Act. These niggas wanted blood, man, for what they did to Jimmy Henchman's son. They smacked him up. They pulled the blicky out on him. They pulled the glizzy out on him, man. And this man, Tef, now we finding out really is one of the reasons why Jimmy crashed out. The man y'all see on the screen up here is really the reason why Jimmy tried to crash out on G Unit, man. And hey, I got to salute to 50, man, because he actually played this shit hella fucking smart. And you know who wins in the end by Jimmy having to get the 2 life sentences. Crazy work, y'all. It's crazy work.
Find addresses, go to their houses, stake out their houses.
Did you ever do that surveillance with anyone else?
Yes.
Who were some of the people you did it with?
Jason. I've done it with Jimmy. Andre.
Do you remember any particular times of surveillance?
Yes.
What do you remember?
I remember a couple of times I was outside Baja's house. A couple of times I was outside his sister's house. A time we went to Tony Yayo's mother's house.
Do you remember
Damn.
any times with Jason?
Niggas say he went to Tony Yayo's mother's house. This is how bad Jimmy Henchman wanted to kill 50. And wanted to kill, like, you know, even Tony Yayo, because he's like, yo, y'all slapped my son. Wow.
Yes.
What do you remember about the time with Jason?
A few incidents with Jason. One time we drove through Baja's block. We were staking out his sister's house. That was like their headquarters. Another time, we went to Tony Yayo's mother's house, looking for his brother, but we weren't sure. I never seen him before. I was relying on Jason to point him out. I was looking to shoot him, and Jason said he...
What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie to you. This
looking for his brother, but
they were just trying to shoot Tony Yayo's brother just cause. They want to hurt anybody.
Sure. I never seen him before. I was relying on Jason to point him out. I was looking to shoot him, and Jason said he thinks that's him, but he's not sure. The dude stopped by the car, took a deep breath, and I told him I wasn't going to shoot an innocent person. I didn't want to make a mistake, so we just pulled off and kept going.
Did Jimmy ever talk to you how this dispute with G Unit will end?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He told me that these dudes ain't going to be happy until they're carrying a coffin.
I want to talk to you about a particular member of G Unit. I'm going to show you what is in evidence as Government Exhibit 32. Who is that again?
That's Monster, Baja.
Remind us. What connection?
So they're calling this guy Monster. Everybody, like, you know, just in the industry knows 50 used to roll with this guy named Monster. They're calling him Baja here, but listen to this.
You have 2 G Unit.
That was Tony Yayo's road manager, and 50's right hand, the street dude.
Did you ever commit or attempt to commit any acts of violence against Baja?
Yes.
About how many acts do you remember?
A lot.
What period are we talking about?
From
what time period?
From about 2007 to maybe 09.
Can you briefly list the acts that you remember?
I remember sending one of my homeboys to shoot up his house. Sending one.
And I guess that's why, like, some people are like, you know, when it comes to like beef and shit like that, bro, dudes' houses was getting shot up. They really want 50 and Yayo. They really want 50 and Yayo, right? And I think Yayo has that plausible deniability to be like, well, I slapped the nigga because 50's my nigga. But that shit don't matter.
One to shoot up his sister's house.
Sending who? I didn't hear you.
One, the same homeboy to shoot up his sister's house.
I remember being outside his sister's house one night after they tried to set up my barbershop on fire. I remember trying to blow up his bulletproof truck and shooting it up in the house. A couple of things.
Any acts involve Jimmy personally?
An attempt.
Let's go through those one at a time. You mentioned that you sent your homeboy to shoot up Baja's house. Who was the homeboy?
A kid named Life.
Where was Baja's house at the time?
In Staten Island.
How did it come to be that you got Life to shoot at Baja's house?
He was a friend of a friend, and he went and called him for me.
You also testified about sending someone to Baja's sister's house. Is that right?
Yes.
Who did you send to his sister's house?
Life. He went with Jason.
Whose idea was that shooting?
Jimmy.
You testified there was an attempted time that Jimmy was involved in.
Yes.
And against who was that done? The attempt.
Against Baja at his house.
The same house on Staten Island?
Yes.
How did it come to be that you went to Baja's house with Jimmy?
I don't understand the question.
Why did you end up there?
He told me to meet him there.
Who told you that?
Jimmy.
What did you do when you saw Jimmy in the Red expedition?
Got in.
Did you start talking to him?
Yes.
What did you talk about?
Spoke about he wanted Baja's house shot up.
What did you do next?
Got the gun.
What did you do with it?
I left the car, walked over to Baja's house, went behind the house towards the backyard, and as I was going to shoot up his house,
what happened next?
I saw a little girl in the window. I turned around and left.
Where did you go when you left?
I went back to the car.
What happened when you got in the car?
Jimmy asked me what happened. I told him I didn't do it. He asked why. I told him I saw a little girl in the house. I think it was his daughter, and I wasn't going to shoot up the house. He was upset.
What, if anything, did he say?
Don't be wasting his time.
Did there ever come a time when you were retaliated against by Baja?
Yes.
Generally speaking, what kinds of things happened?
Okay, so now this is about 50 Cent's people retaliate, okay? Listen.
He set my barbershop on fire. Shot up my Escalade twice.
Remember, again, you know, like that's why I said Maino's, he knows what he's doing. 50 can't do none of these things himself. You get what I'm saying? Can't do none of these things himself. He's in a war. 50's in a war that's not, the media thinks it's him versus the game, but in reality, he's going at it versus this nigga that got mad resources that's from where he's from, and shit's going crazy. You get what I'm saying? So you're not gonna see 50 did anything, but if we're talking about G Unit, because 50 is G Unit.
And they really was on some gangster shit, y'all. Y'all ain't even peeping. I'm showing y'all this for a reason, man. Just because y'all don't hear 50 on the scene or Jimmy on the scene, man, these niggas was going to war, man. The war was real. And both sides wasn't laying down neither, man. Y'all perfectly hear this through this testimony from Tiff. Because he testified against Jimmy Henchman. His own man testified against him. So G Unit was knee deep within the street beef, y'all. Maino, you're not really credible right now. And this is really the only purpose for this live is we was going to show that you really wasn't credible on Vlad TV. And I think this breakdown, this deep dive of what academics did, man, it perfectly tells you the truth on a lot of the shit that happened because it's documented in black and white. I'm not making this shit up, man. You got niggas' mouths, you got people's mouths, and then you got the truth, black and white. But I'm gonna run this a couple of more minutes, man, and hell, I'm gonna get out of here, man, because I'm gonna be at the 2-hour mark. We might go a little bit over 2 hours, man, but I gotta get out of here and go do some things real quick. I gotta go shake the spot, man, and I might come back on later tonight, man, just to see, because I might still do that Compton Rick Rock episode that I've been wanting to tell y'all I wanted to do too also. But y'all just keep rocking with me for a few minutes.
50 is G Unit. So there's like we heard all this stuff. They shot up Yayo's mama's house. They shot up Yayo's Bentley. They did that to G Unit. But now we're hearing what G Unit did to them. And yes, it all comes because of Monster.
Did he say?
Don't be wasting his time.
Did there ever come a time when you were retaliated against by Baja?
Yes.
Generally speaking, what kinds of things happened?
He set my barbershop on fire, shot up my Escalade twice, tried to kidnap my brother.
Can you describe for the jury what happened the first time they shot at your Escalade?
Yeah, we were followed through Staten Island, sitting, talking to a friend. One person walking on the right side of the vehicle started shooting into the car. A white van cut us off. The driver jumps out. A passenger jumps out. All three of them started shooting into the truck. And as I'm down, I see somebody come through the side of the doors of the van and start shooting into my truck. And they started to all get back in the van. I tried to put my car in drive and ran them with the back of the doors open.
Now, I want to give some context here, people. So 50's beefing with Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy Henchman is so bloodthirsty. He wants 50 dead. He wants, like, he's not the first person who wants 50 dead, but there's a lot of people that want 50 dead. Here's their frustration with 50, okay? Their frustration with 50 is that 50's always in a bulletproof vehicle. 50's not just exposing himself and just leaving himself available. He's always protected. So you're going to hear them talk a lot about bulletproof vehicles.
Of the vehicle, started shooting into the car. A white van cut us off. The driver jumps out. A passenger jumps out. All three of them started shooting into the truck. And as I'm down, I see somebody come through the side of the doors of the van and start shooting into my truck. And they started to all get back in the van. I tried to put my car in drive and ran them with the back of the doors open. And a lot of shots came out the back doors into my windshield.
Damn.
I ducked again. Me and the passenger ducked again. And somebody started firing at them out the window in the projects. And they drove off.
Were you hit in that incident?
No.
Remind us, what color was the van?
It was a white van.
Did you learn whose van that it was?
Yes.
How did you learn it?
Jimmy told me it belonged to Tony Yayo's brother.
What about the second time that your car got shot up?
So clearly G-Unit is retaliating in their own way. You know, what I'm gonna be honest with you, Maino, respectfully to you. You know, again, I'm not a street dude, but what you said on Vlad was police shit. Because what you have now said when you're like 50 soft, he never did nothing, they got spanked. The only way for 50 to actually defend himself is to admit to crimes. 50's crew, I'm telling you what they were doing to 50's crew, and I'm telling you what 50's crew was doing to them, or they're telling you what 50's crew was doing to them. What do you think 50's demeanor was?
I had just left the barbershop and just put a gun inside the barbershop for.
Let's go, Ack. Let's go, Big Ack. Ack. He telling y'all what it is, y'all. He telling y'all Ack is really laying down the law on this video, man. I love this reaction video by Ack on this Maino shit. G-Unit wasn't laying down, man. They was fighting in the streets, man, but they was fighting way more calculating than Jimmy Henchman and them crew. I'm just saying, man, and I can't make this shit up. Like I told y'all, it's in black and white. It is most definitely in black and white. This nigga here is talking and he's telling his truth in his testimony against his own man, by might I say. But let's go.
For those guys to protect themselves. And as I was leaving, I saw a guy standing by the store about a half a block away holding a bag. As I'm walking to the truck, he's walking towards me. I get in the truck, I start it up. I see him turn the corner, drop his bag, pull out his gun, and start shooting into my truck.
What did you do with your truck after it got shot up that time?
I gave it to some guy I had in Brooklyn to strip it and make it disappear.
Let's talk about the last incident you mentioned with respect to Baha. You said you tried to blow up his truck?
Yes.
Was that before or after your trucks got shot at?
Aiden, what up? Oh, okay. I apologize, Chad. I'm sorry. I know that was not professional, and I'm sorry. Okay, back to video.
After my trucks got shot up.
Whose idea was this incident?
It was my idea to make him lose the truck.
Why did you want to do that?
Because I felt that they felt that they were untouchable, that they were invincible because they had all these bulletproof trucks. And I felt that was the only difference between me and him that made it harder for me to catch up with him.
Where was the truck when you tried to blow it up?
In front of his house.
Were you there by yourself or with someone else?
At that time, I was with Andre.
What happened with you and Andre?
The time it was blown up?
Yes.
We made some Molotov cocktail and we was going to throw it at the house. I was going to throw one at the truck and it would fire the shots into the house and I would fire the shots into the truck. We were open that I would hit the truck first and open he would come outside, or he was supposed to hit the house first with the Molotov cocktail.
Who is the he that you are talking about?
Andre. And hopefully Baha would then come running out the house that was on fire, and then we would ambush him.
Did that plan work? What happened?
Andre, in throwing his Molotov cocktail, burnt himself. But to me, it was more important for him to lose the truck than to set the house on fire.
What did you do?
I threw mine at the truck and shot up the truck and the house with it.
Next blog, I'm gonna be in Brooklyn. Next blog after that, I'm gonna be in Bronx. Next blog after that, I'm gonna be in Staten Island. Y'all know out there with us. Y'all know what time. We be in Staten Island, we be in Harlem. I mean, come on, son. Shooters on deck. It's
gonna be a cold summer.
I got Louis from Paris.
It's gonna be a cold summer. Tell him,
It's gonna be a cold summer for y'all.
Cold summer.
Listen, we got bulletproof trucks, man. We made for this shit, man. You crazy? I ain't trying to glorify the beef. When they leave it or not, you see grass and all that shit. Look, you see grass and all that. Let me tell you something. This is like Compton back here. Shot my mom's crib up like 22 times. Fifth got shot 9 times in the back block. Man, get hit back here.
Yeah.
You know, tried to kill my brother right here on this park right here. No. Shot my brother, yes. We out here.
All those back and forth, but nobody dropped yet because 50 Cent of them are not easily accessible. 50 wasn't the type of guy you would catch in a club, even though he raps saying you can find them in a club. 50 moved militant, no unnecessary pop-ups and heavy protection around them, from the bulletproof trucks to the ex-Marines and military personnel he had as security. Even WAP 100 attest to that.
You don't see them unless they want you to see them. And even if you do see them, when you see them, you can't get to them. They played with us on purpose. Like, yo, WAP, 50 he gonna be at the SLS hotel. What? Yeah, little bar area over there. He gonna be coming down. Paul Root, we through there. This one is on. He pulled up in this SLS hotel, come in that like 10 of us. We coming in this and I stop, I'm looking around. I'm like, something don't seem right about this scenery. Man, had about 8 Navy SEALs shit in the air, just moving with the tactical head. They see this big, got the moving. They positioned around us to look back at us and smirk. Yeah, we ain't got no win with that. See you later, homie. We ain't got. He did that on the West Coast. He did that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Took a bag.
So it was all cat and mouse game between both camps till it came time for 50 Cent and Akon video shoot in Bayonne, New Jersey.
Listen to this.
On October 22nd, 2007.
I told you about this.
50 Cent's third album, Curtis, had just dropped on September 7th, 2007. And he had to shoot videos for his single. Henchman, who is thirsty for blood, is waiting on them in a parking lot nearby, ready to ambush with his silencer on his pistol. His adrenaline was all the way at 1,000 that he had accidentally let off a shot in the car, causing it to jam and malfunction while they were following one of 50's security team members from the shoot.
With respect to this incident, walk us through what happened.
We had found out that they were shooting a video. G-Unit was shooting a video somewhere in New Jersey, in Bayonne. And so we went over there. And when it was over, we followed one of the cars leaving there, which was the bodyguard. And on the way back to New York, and right before the Holland Tunnel, we ended up
right next to him where Jimmy tried to shoot out the back window, but the gun jammed and it didn't go off.
When you got off the ramp, you said Jimmy tried to shoot.
Yeah.
What weapon did he use?
The same machine gun.
The machine gun he used to shoot Yeo's mother's house.
Right.
It's the one with the silencer?
Right.
What did you hear?
I heard a sound because after it like jammed, he was trying to, I guess, fix it and it went off in the car. It shot through the floor. Sounded like a thud or something.
Damn.
Luckily for 50 Cent and them at the time, the plot wasn't successful. G-Unit dropped their Terminate on Sight album in July of 2008, their second and last commercial drop as a unit. This was, in my opinion, their best collaboration as they all went super hard because people were starting to lose interest in their music. The album debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 with sales of 102,000 copies in its first week. The Game drops LAX album on August 26, 2008, and it debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200, selling 238,000 copies in its first week. My Life, featuring Lil Wayne, was a dope single, and Game has completely abandoned its G-Unit attacks on Wack. 2 years go by, and Henchman gets information that Lodi Mack, who took the rap for Yayo, was coming home from prison. Slim, a member of Jimmy's crew, was locked up with Lodi Mack, but Lodi had no idea, and Slim befriended Lodi's bunkmate, who then
did you commit that caused you to be detained in federal custody?
Someone's done.
Drug crimes and murder.
When did the murder occur, approximately?
2009, September.
And where did the murder occur?
In the Bronx, New York.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This episode here, man, it's gonna have a special place in my heart, man, doing this episode here, man. But this was academics. You did your fucking big one on this motherfucker, man. Hey, you did your big one, bro. You did your big one, man. And I salute. I really salute to you for breaking this shit down, man. You had me over here intrigued on watching this video, man. And I hope my audience really enjoyed watching this shit to give us some more clarity on this Maino and 50 Cent thing, which, Maino, your credibility has gone out the motherfucking window, man. Jermaine, your credibility has gone out the window with this shit, man. You just really want to be in the algorithm with everybody else, man. You really do, man. This shit is fucking crazy to me, man. You trying to make a comeback in the rap game at 50 years old, man? Is you fucking crazy? And you never too old to drop a dope album, man. Let me say that first, man. We rappers, we in this game too, man. We out of Houston, Texas, man. Y'all know what the shit is, man. Hog Gang, iconic music group, heavy on gang entertainment, man. You know, Jesus Peace, we got motherfucking Hog, man. You know what I'm saying? And when we come together, man, it's like forming Voltron. You know, but we're gonna get to our story here shortly also, man. But I'm just trying to bring y'all some dope content, man. We want to bring y'all some dope content, man, on a daily basis, man. And y'all can get this shit in the place right here, man, at the G-Way Show, man. Come to the corner and get your pack, man. Come to the motherfucking corner and get your pack at the G-Way Show. Y'all know what it is, man. So shit, rock with us, man. Rock with us, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us here this Saturday, man. I ain't want to hold y'all too long, man. We 2 hours and some change into the show, man, but I'm getting ready to wrap it up.
If you know, who was the victim of the murder?
Lowell Fletcher.
Did he have any nicknames?
Lodi Mack.
Did you participate in the murder alone or with others?
With others.
Can you please name for the jury who the others are who participated in the murder?
Brian McLeod, Derek Grant, James Roseman, and Rodney Johnson.
What was Roseman's role in the murder?
The orchestrator.
What was Grant's role in the murder?
The shooter.
What was McLeod's role in the murder?
He lured the guy dead.
The guy is Lowell Fletcher?
Yeah.
And what was your role?
The driver. 50 Cent drops his 4th studio album, Before I Self-Destruct, on November 9th, 2009. The album sold 160,000 copies in its first week, debuted in at number 5 on the U.S. Billboard 200, giving 50 Cent his 4th consecutive top 5 album in the U.S. Around this time is when 50 started pivoting into films, making many movies with the Crime Wave video and also the Before I Self-Destruct DVD. He'd been putting out visuals way back, but I believe this is when he started taking it up a notch. Back to the Henchman and the 50 beef. After the hit on Lodi Mac, 2 years go by. It's now 2011, and Jimmy was arrested along with his guys who eventually told everything.
Now, the funny part is, which they're kind of leaving out, everybody was looking at 50 Cent like, yo, you ain't gonna retaliate for your man. It's like Slide for Vaughn type shit, right? Like, yo, you not gonna, bro, like the streets know you not gonna slide for your man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, I guess hindsight's 2020. Everybody look at 50 and say he was incredibly smart to not retaliate, because essentially, you know, this guy got locked up.
That I showed here. Each side started pointing the finger at each other. Jimmy said he only wanted them to bring him Yayo and Fletcher, and not
so he got locked up for drugs at first, and then he went down for murder for hire. But he always contested the murder for hire shit. He claimed that he never wanted to murder no one. And when they said, well, what about you know, seemingly wanting to get with the guys who slapped your son? He was like, nah, I just want him to bring them to me. And I wasn't going to do nothing to shoot them. You believe that?
Brian McLeod to kill Llewellyn Fletcher. You know, one of the things that I did ask Brian McLeod to do was I asked him to bring Fletcher or Yayo to me. So took it upon himself and he killed
50's an asshole.
Fletcher. So
that's his op talking, Jimmy Henson.
Here's the most important thing out of this whole thing. I'm not the murderer here. The murderer in this whole situation is home. All he had to do was point the finger at me, and he went home. And I'm in jail for life when I never hired him to kill anyone. So, you know,
OG Jimmy the Rat.
What 50 was referring to was the case Jimmy had in Cali back in the day. The New York Daily News also reported on it. But in an interview with the person that was allegedly snitched on, he claimed something totally different. The Game dropped his 4th album, the Red Album, in August of 2011. The album debuted at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200, selling 98,000 copies in its first week, with singles Red Nation and Pot of Gold. Jimmy was subsequently convicted in 2014 and sentenced to multiple life sentences for both running a drug operation that brought in $11 million a year and also for the murder for hire plot on Lodi Mac. There's been this long-running rumor that Henchman had something to do with Tupac robbery and shooting.
Yeah, so the same guy supposedly had told people to go rob Tupac, and that's also a big thing.
Back in the day. But I didn't
remember Tupac got shot like 4 or 5 times. They're saying he instructed people to go rob him.
Anything to corroborate that claim. What I did find on Jason Williams' superseding docs is where it states cooperating witness number 3 further end Roseman's trust when, in 2005, he shot rival rap producer Suge Knight at Roseman's behest inside a crowded nightclub in Miami, Florida. That was at Kanye West party. And the cooperating witness number 3 was none other than Trigger Happy Tough.
Oh, wow.
50 dropped Hold On in 2014.
Couple minutes.
In references
We're almost
the
out
case.
here.
On the phone, I heard Ye smack the shit out of kid. Now Jimmy got life. Go smack him again.
50 holds grudges, and I don't blame him. Somebody lost their life.
So basically, the dude got life over his kid getting smacked, and 50 then raps. I heard Yayo did blah blah, and smack somebody kid. I heard the nigga got life. Just go smack him again. Like, oh my god, this guy's like
life in a situation.
Sneaky nigga sprayed that semi at your mama crib with a silencer. We couldn't even hear the shit.
Throughout the years that followed after Henchman's incarceration, the Game has made numerous attempts to reconcile with 50, but Fifth is not ready or willing to be buddy with him. They eventually chop it up in the club, while Fifth was in LA. Notice the guy to the left of 50 looking around. That's Monster.
That's
He was
Monster
one
right
of-
here. Wow.
Adam versus Tim on the next brand risk card.
I knew that was coming.
The beef between 50 Cent and the Florida. That was at Red Nation. And we couldn't even hear the shit. Throughout the years that followed after Inchman's incarceration, the game has made numerous attempts to reconcile with 50, but Fifth is not ready or willing to be buddy with him. They eventually chop it up in the club while Fifth was in LA. Notice the guy to the left of 50 looking around. That's Monster. He was one of Inchman's main target. His house was shot up, bulletproof truck blown up during the height of the beef. So his antennas were raised and he kept his head on a swivel. Can you imagine how big they would have been if Inchman wasn't in Game's ears? That whole beef split up the fan base while also generating a buzz for their albums. In the end, 50 diversified into film and television, and the game is still the game, and Inchman is doing life.
I want to apologize to the massive for...
Now, this is one of the saddest videos I've ever seen, Chad. I actually forgot this video. So when Jimmy Henchman got sentenced to life, he basically made a video in his cell. Clearly he had some recording device. And this is sad.
Letting these sucker ass niggas catch me out there like that. I talk about suckers, I'm talking about those who perpetrated to be...
He meant perpetrated.
Either my friend who were wearing wiretaps, who got on the stand and lied, man. I want to apologize to those that I let down for letting some suckers play me. And I just want you to know, man, that I didn't know.
So who won in this war? Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Until next time, peace.
Really interesting situation, Chad. I kid you not. That apology is like, it's kind of eerie, Chad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is the apology that Jimmy Henchman does when he, like, after he pretty much gets slammed. And not gonna lie, it's kind of cryptic, Chad. Listen, hold on. Here's a full one.
Man, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to the massive for letting these sucker ass niggas catch me out there like that. I talk about suckers, I'm talking about those who perpetrated to be either my friend who were wearing wiretaps, who got on the stand and lied, man. I want to apologize to those that I let down for letting some suckers play me. And I just want you to know, man, that I didn't know. I just didn't know that these dudes was that jealous. That jealousy would allow them or make them do the things that they did. And it's almost like a sucker.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on, man? I just had the sense of...
Okay. All right. So, I wanted the full video. My bad. Fuck. All right. Wait, where's the video? I ain't gonna lie to you. I think you guys kind of got it.
Hey, man. Hey, man. I hope y'all got the picture. We've been there 2 hours and 20-something minutes, man, but I hope I gave y'all a hell of a fucking show today on is Maino information accurate on G-Unit? If y'all got in the car with me and rode with me and strapped up your seatbelt and took that ride with me here today for 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, y'all leave the comments in the chat, man. You know, let me know what y'all fucking think, because I already know what I think, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Jermaine sipping champagne. That nigga's a joke. He doing shit for likes and views, man, going up there doing that shit on Vlad TV and shit, man. And I just got to say this, man, Jermaine, we not feeling you, man. We not buying your albums, man. We not fucking with that shit, man. Just do your podcasting, man. Make your little coins and go in your corner and go on about your business, man. But this shit, man, it told us a whole nother goddamn story. Now, I'm a hip-hop historian as long as my cousin too, man. And I used to keep up with all this shit, man. I used to see all this shit back in the game. And I known a lot of this shit. And it's crazy, man, because the shit done brought back memories now that I'm like, in my mind right now, man, if y'all can read my mind right now, man, I am blown the fucking way, man. Just going back in time, reliving all this shit, man. Because it took us to 2005, 6, 7, and 11, and 14, man. And we in 26 right now. And it's like, God damn, man, all that went down is like diabolical work, man. It's diabolical work, y'all. But, you know, hey, man, look. Jermaine, I ain't gonna go in on you too much, brother, man, but you know what it is, man. I ain't gonna lie. I just smell straight sucker shit on your part, man. You got straight Similac on your breath, and we not feeling that shit you been putting down on Vlad TV, man. And the son Campbell, man, I really think you should have just stood by your guns with that first interview. I haven't seen your second interview, and I'm not gonna judge you just yet, son. I ain't saying you're not a good dude or nothing. I do think you're a good dude, man. I think you stand for a good cause. But my cousin pulled my coattail on something you said on the second interview. And I don't know what place it really came from, but I'm not gonna judge you on that because I didn't even see it myself. So I'm gonna just keep you still with you doing your content. I'm gonna still keep your content in high regards until I see what I gotta see about it, and then I'll come back and talk about that later, man. But you know, that'll be at a later date. But you know, you cool, man, no problem, man. Because I mean, like I said, I really love what you put down on that first video, really, I really do. And so, you know, hey, man, whatever we be talking about and shit, don't take it to heart, man. You know, like I said, that's why we put the Fair Use Act up and shit like that, man. But hey, look, y'all, I got to run, man. I had a good time chilling with y'all, bringing y'all a 2.5 hour show. And I hope y'all share it, man. And y'all tell a friend, and tell a friend, man. And hope y'all get the likes up. And I hope y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. And I hope y'all love the fucking content we coming to bring y'all each and every day, man. I really do. And I really appreciate, you know, if I get one person, I get one subscriber, I got plenty of subscribers, man. I appreciate everybody that comes in and is checking out the content, y'all. You know, I really do. So, you know, hey, man, we're going to do it like this, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm getting ready to end the show, man, because we almost at the 2 hours and 30 minute mark. So I just want to do this, man, you know, but hey, man, y'all be good on this blessed Saturday, man. And I hope y'all enjoyed the content, man. And I might pop back out and come back and we might just chop up some shit, man. Just do some random fluff and have some laughs. Or I might just drop that Compton Rick Rock video I want to do for y'all, man, because it was something compelling in there that really tripped us out about this Tupac case. So y'all just bear with us, man. But like I said, I might come back out later and pop this shit, man. And, you know, whenever we go live, man, y'all come back and fuck with us, man. So, hey, man, it's all love. We love you guys more than y'all ever know. It's been a G-Way show, and it's been a pleasure pleasing you guys, bringing y'all this dope-ass content, man. So all I want to say is, man, y'all have a good-ass Saturday. No, we have much love to you guys, and peace. We out.